right. Yeah, what the hell? Let's just start. Is this mic on? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you all hear it? All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I am super excited to welcome all of you to the closing ceremonies for ETHAmsterdam. Woo! This took a while to get started, and that's because we had one of the best scenarios you can expect at an hackathon, which is way more projects than we thought we would get. So we're going to get into all of that, and the goals for this closing ceremonies are simple. We're going to bring on some amazing teams that are going to demo live what they built over the weekend, and then we're going to talk about all the prizes, and then any kind of closing remarks that we need to do about the logistics of what happens next. And also, everybody, hello on the live stream. So a lot of you are watching this online as well. So you can still check out all the projects and everything that comes out of it on ethglobal.tv. And hello to everybody on the live stream. So it's been an amazing weekend. We kind of started off with a quick fireside chat with Vitalik on everything we're looking forward to in the future, stuff about his personal life, as well as kind of how we think about the ecosystem has evolved in the past decade. There's a lot of amazing kind of people here hanging out, talking to all of these amazing partners, eating a lot of food, doing a lot of talking, collecting a lot of swag. I think this is a shot from 2 a.m. last night where people were just hanging out and trying to get the projects working. So it's been so energetic over the past 2 days that it's just so amazing to see that again after all these years. Got some more amazing footage from just the past few weekends, and we kind of saw a lot of projects getting judged over the last few hours. And of course, I think this is my favorite. People define the rules. And with that, we are at a close. So we submitted. The submission deadline was 9 a.m. We waited for everybody to kind of finish up their project. There was a handful of technical difficulties, as usual. And kind of bringing all that together, we have 700 hackers who participated in 47 workshops. And it still blows my mind that we have 31% of people here who are coming in from Web 2 to Web 3. And collectively, they made 165 submissions. This is absolutely incredible to come out of a weekend. This deserves a massive round of applause. This officially is the biggest number of submissions we've ever had in any in-person hackathon. I am absolutely blown away by this, and we're going to bring on some amazing teams up on stage. So that's just the projects. All the hard work was done by 21 judges today that sat and saw every one of these demos, talked to everybody, gave feedback and recommendations. I want to specifically give a shout out to Gotham, Ken, Raf, Linda, Franzi, Stephen, James, Scott, Robert, Shannon, George, Leslie, Min, Anthony, Simona, Ryan, Evan, Veronica, Stani, Tess, and Alicia. All of them were talking to all of you, and without the time and doing all the actual hard work, we would not be here for the closing ceremony. So thank you to all of our judges. And I also want to give a quick shout out to every single partner here that's been such an amazing group to work with and really keep inspiring. So Gearbox, Optimism, DYDX, 1inch. Yeah, let's just get the clap going. I'll go faster. Avegrants, LivePeer, IPFS, Filecoin, Polygon, WalletConnect, Scale, Tatum, Mina, Toucans, Superfluid, Skill Wallet, Lens Protocol, Radical, TribeDAO, Web3 Auth, Volts, Tempest, Uniswap Grants Program, Coinbase Wallet, The Graph, Gnosis Safe, AP Wine, Connext, UMA, Zerion, Gelato, EPNS, QuickNote, ZK Sync, Boba, Blockdemon, Ambir, Findora, Evmos, Student Analytics, Spruce, Union, Urine Finance, Flux, Fuel, Anchor, CoinSpec, Swing, StackOS, CyberConnect, and ZKPad. Thank you so much. Woo! I am surprised the energy you all have from no sleep. All right, so this is not a conference. The goal for this event was to focus on building and prioritizing showing over telling. So with that, we had 165 submissions, and from there, we got 13 finalists. we're going to bring them on one by one, and they're going to demo what they built, and you all get to see all the amazing things that came out. And after these demos end, it'll just be back-to-back 13 demos. We're going to talk about all the prizes. So I'll cut it short. Let's get right into it. We have our 13 amazing finalists. So please give all these teams a big round of applause. In no particular order: RetroX, Nimi.eth, Hexagons, Democracy, Crazy, Flown, Tempora, PFP Native, Daura, Yieldgate, Detris, Activity DAO, Creator Site, and Collective Action. We're going to bring them on, and before we do, I want to take a quick second to thank all the amazing projects that were here. Even though you were not one of these 13, it does not mean you were not good enough. We just want to highlight some things that excited our judges. So please, please, please continue building everything that you did. We really want all of you to get the help you need, and really want to encourage all of you to continue building and being in part of this ecosystem. So congratulations to all of you here. We're going to talk about the prizes. There are still a lot of you that won a lot of prizes, so don't worry. And for those of you who are watching this on the live stream or even here in this audience, if you want to see what else came out of it, you can head over to showcase.ethglobal.com and see all 165 projects. And soon you will also see the list of prizes you won on your own project page. So if you missed this thing or you're going to fall asleep in 20 minutes, don't worry, it'll show up on your profile. All right, demo time. So let's bring on our very first demo, and that is Retro 0x. Without further ado, let's welcome the first team on stage. You're all on that side. Yeah. Can we switch to the second stream? There we go.
So, hi everyone. We are RetroX, and we've built an on-chain platform for optimally funding public goods. Like Vitalik, we think public goods are incredibly underrated, and we think there are not enough tools in the ecosystem to optimally allocate funds to them. And we have combined two paradigms in our platform, which are retroactive funding of public goods and also regenerative funding of public goods, to keep incentivizing people to build good things in the future and also to reward people who've built good things. And this is where our names, retrogenerative public goods, comes from. And the way our platform works is that we provide a curated set of users which are whitelisted and which are known as experts in a particular domain. And they then perform quadratic funding, and Orlando will tell you how exactly that'll then work.
So the protocol will be deployed on Optimism. The core contract is the RetroX contract, which implements the quadratic voting logic and the fund disbursement logic. So after a successful quadratic funding round is finished, then funds will be dispersed in a two-stage process. First of all, the retroactive funding will be sent directly to each recipient's wallet, and then following that, the regenerative funding will be streamed to each recipient's wallet via the Superfluid module.
So back in last October, Optimism did a sort of a test run of doing a retroactive public goods round, and we've built a dashboard to sort of show all this data. So here we're able to go into go into the round and see the live data. Inside, we can see all the nominations here on the bottom left-hand side, and you can see all the description, the website, and see sort of why they should get this money. We could also see in the pie graph, we can see who voted for what, and what Twitter handle corresponds to the voter. This way, we can see trends in what stakeholders are voting for what projects. Yeah. Also, we can click on the badge holders and see every single stakeholder which was basically in control of the decision-making process to make all this funding work.
And then we basically also, this platform can basically also do this in the future. So we created a test category here in which we just have 2 nominations. And you can see the 2 nominations here and click here. And then when you basically, here's a curated, Bayana curated a list of experts here. And when we log in with a wallet, that's basically whitelisted. It's quite difficult to navigate. You can basically select a project here and use quadratic voting to assign your votes. And then at the end, basically cast your votes, which are then submitted on-chain for everyone to publicly see.
So here we can see the workflow that we have to create a new nomination. So you can see that I'm connected with MetaMask, and I'm logging in, and here I'm signing a particular transaction. I can verify the transaction has actually been passed to the smart contract. So yeah, here I'm nominating someone to be funded in a particular round before I've initialized a round. And I also need to stake 0.1 ETH to prevent spam from flooding a particular round. So here I'm suggesting someone who should be funded, or some protocol which is a public good. And then again, I can verify that this transaction has actually been sent to the smart contract, and I've staked 0.1 ETH upon nominating someone. And Jessica will tell you something about the superfluid streaming.
Yeah, so we deploys the contract on Optimism testnet, and here we verified it, so you can write to the contract directly on this interface. And you can see that these are the functions that are available. So in this case, we are just creating the round and the nominations and verifying the transactions are going through. And then the most important one at the end is then depositing the funds, which we do here. And when we deposit the funds, 50% of it is for past funding, so that's the retroactive funding, and then 50% of it's for future, and that we stream using Superfluid. And as you can see, the MetaMask account, once we set that up, it starts at 0.01 ETH, and then it maximizes to 0.035 ETH once it has the funds deposited. And this is our meme.
If you want to find out more, read our white paper. Thank you so much for listening.
Congratulations. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, next up we have Nimi.eth. Whenever you're ready. And we'll just kind of do back-to-back. So the next team will be Hexagon's protocol, so we'll just have you on deck. So Nimi.eth, please come on stage.
GM Amsterdam. Hello, 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 hello. So I promised my team if we were finalists, I'd wear like a turtleneck sweater like Eric Bochman in Silicon Valley, but the lack of sleep didn't make that possible. But we good to go? Nope. Tech issues?
Yep, you're good to go. You can see your screen.
I don't have a good joke. I don't have a safe joke. Awesome. Can we full screen? It's fine like that, I guess, as well. You good? Awesome. So we are Nimi. My name's Dave. We have Zed, John, and Milan. You guys also saw Adam at the beginning, who was hacking in the no hacking zone. He didn't make it through the night. But let's start the presentation. So who here has an ENS domain? I guess a few of you have an ENS domain, right? ENS is awesome, right? First of all, you can set up a profile pic on your ENS domain, so it connects to websites and you can see your PFP. That's awesome. If you use Etherscan a lot, you're on a multi-sig or whatever, it also makes it a lot easier to actually see what you're doing, right? Otherwise, you just see long numbers. And the most crucial part of ENS, of course, and the most important part of ENS today, is flexing it on your Twitter handle, right? But how many of you actually host some content on your ENS? So if we visit your ENS website in a browser, how many are actually hosting content? So we went from like 50 hands to 3 or 4. And that's one thing we kind of saw. Like, a lot of people are actually not using it to host content, right? So if we look at kind of like the evolution of web domains, we kind of went from like very basic HTML and CSS pages to like basic stores where you can buy stuff, and Web 2, where today you can buy anything, a house, a car. And Web 3 mostly looks like this today. No one's actually hosting anything on their ENS domain. Duh. And here's a stat from Trust Me Bro. 97.4% of ENS domains actually don't host any content at all. And welcome to Nimi. So this is kind of what we hacked on at the conference. So Nimi is Finnish, stands for name. Apparently it's a cool thing to name your startup with a Finnish word, according to Bloomberg. So we just went for that. And Nimi is just an app where you can actually just set up your social profile page on your ENS in a few clicks. And I'd love to demo it right now, but I'm not a MacBook guy, so if you can get up the app, we'll actually do a quick live demo. And you guys can actually set up your own social page by going on nimi.eth.limo. Are we in? Oh, now I have to, oh, this is going to be complicated. Okay, so you go to the app, you simply connect your wallet, and here we're actually querying the ENS subgraph to check all ENS domains you actually own. So they'll just be pulled up directly. You choose any one you want to deploy on. So I'll just go for @kpi.eth, for example. You can insert your Twitter handle here. I'll just put mine as an example. Feel free to follow me, huh? And then it just pulls up all your data here in like a pre-formatted format. And we actually upload this content on IPFS. So if you click on deploy to IPFS, we'll actually generate an IPFS hash of this data. It'll pull up a transaction. I can't see how much the gas cost is, but it should be quite low. And by simply clicking here on sign or confirm, you actually did everything you have to do. So it'll take a while to go live, just because Limo takes a while to find the page. Can we go back to the presentation? Because this will take a while. Or the next, like, show them the demo page. You go back on the browser quickly? Sorry, guys, I don't have the screen in front of me, so it's a bit of a... I don't see the mouse. OK, I found it. So here you can see how an actual deployed website would look. So we deployed this earlier on portfolio.eth.limo, and the next one in 4 minutes should also be live. And can we go now back to the presentation last time?
Certainly.
Yeah, and so right now we didn't add too much stuff because of the hackathon. We were time constrained. But the main idea here is really that you can set up your own web page on your ENS domain. And if you go to conferences, instead of sharing telegrams, etc., you can just share your ENS with people, make a QR code out of it, and then they have all your contact info there, your profile pic. And most importantly, we also spoke with our friends from Lens. So one cool thing we really want to do is like do a deeper Lens integration, where your ENS could actually be your own profile page for your Web3 social media. And we think that's quite cool, and a cool way to kind of onboard people from Twitter, which of course is centralized, into like the Web3 social media space. And if you guys want to check it out, it's live. You can deploy your ENS domains. Just go nimi.eth.limo and share it on Twitter. And you can follow Nimi on Twitter as well, 0xnimi. And
we have some cool stickers sitting around. And yes, we made them during the conference.
Yeah, we did like some late night sticker
and the
production.
fine folks at IPFS told us this morning that if you turn it upside down, it says I win, which we didn't notice. until this morning.
That's all. Set up your domain, and thanks a lot for your time, guys.
Awesome. All right, we're going to live adjust and parallelize a lot of this process. So what we're going to happen is we're going to do demos and get set ready back to back, and then we'll just switch the sides. So next up, we have Hexagon's protocol here, and then on that side, let's get democracy set up to my right. So without further ado, let's welcome Hexagon's protocol.
Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas, and along with Mauro and Alessandro, we have built the Hexagon's protocol. So the Hexagon's protocol is both a protocol and a framework to build social media-driven smart contracts. So what does it mean? Well, many of you may be familiar with the new linking of your Twitter account with the hexagonal profile picture, so with Ethereum-based NFTs. Well, if you have like a profile on a social media, like in this case, or on any other social media, via the Hexagon's protocol, you will be able to dynamically and automatically trigger smart contract actions. So during the demo, we'll be showing one example of this live. So you can check it out on Twitter yourself to see how it works. So you see that we have created like an account, this stylish Bidler, and it has the hexagonal shape because, as Twitter itself will show us in a second, hopefully, it's an NFT that is actually linked to Ethereum. Okay, so you see view NFT details. I can see here the contract and so on. Now, this is a specially crafted ERC721 token, which we have built on top of the protocol that is capable of listening to authenticated posts from social media. So what I'm going to do now is starting on the left, the relayer, which is basically a component of the application, which is specifically built for this collection and for this use case. It's built on top of the protocol that we have designed. So it has just started. Let's see how it works. In this case, you see I have brown hair. So I will just write something like time to dye my hair blue, for instance. And like Hexagon's protocol. And I will tweet it. So what's going to happen now is that after the tweet is sent, the relayer on the left is listening for those kind of events. It will filter out all the tweets of similar kind which are not authenticated, so where the author doesn't belong to it, and it will send a transaction on the blockchain after it has fetched off-chain all the evidence needed. So in this case, it has fetched from the Oracle an authenticity proof showing that according to Twitter.com, if you trust their API, there is a connection of the Twitter profile with the on-chain address on Ethereum. So let's check it out on-chain. This is Etherscan. Hopefully it will show up. Great. It has been confirmed already. This is the transaction. The transaction contains a standard hook format that we have defined, which works for any social media. So it doesn't work just with Twitter or for this use case. It can be used, for example, with Lens protocol. We'll show you we have done an integration with a reference module for Lens. And it can work with any kind of message, any kind of proof. It's very agnostic. Now, this has changed the state on the blockchain. And in theory, we have just forced, for the interest of the presentation, the metadata on the metadata on OpenSea, which is the API being used in this case. And basically, if I force the refresh of the NFT, you will see the new NFT has already the updated hair color. So the state has changed both off-chain and on-chain. Now, let's see how it works. So let's go to the presentation. Great. So there are many possible use cases beyond NFT and gaming, such as gauging interest for DAO proposals. So if we had had more time, we would have made, for example, a snapshot.org plugin so that you can do some polls. Clearly, with Twitter, you cannot really do it high value transfers because there is an open trust line with them, but it's surely a way to facilitate the transition from Web 2-based social networks to Web 3 ones, so that it doesn't happen all at once, we don't scare people out, and we basically bridge the two worlds gradually. This is the architecture. You can see on the bottom the protocol. There is the Solidity component. Everything is modular, so there are Oracle modules, social modules. We have made the Lens one during the hackathon, the Twitter one, and the application you saw on top is just one of many possibilities. So you can do many other things on top. This silly example with the NFT is just something that visually gives you the idea, but you can potentially do anything around that concept. Next steps are to make it more general and to show more examples. This is already live on mainnet. Clearly, it needs a bit of polishing. Thank you for your attention.
Amazing. All right, switching over to the other side, let's welcome democracy.
Hi, everyone. Hey, everyone. We're a group of students sponsored by Padawan DAO, sent here. Woo! And we built Democracy, which is an off-chain anonymous voting system. And the main difference between our platform and Snapshot is that our platform is that individual results are encrypted, and only the aggregated result is revealed through the use of zero knowledge and homomorphic encryption.
Hi, I'm Andy, and now we will show a small demo of Democracy working. I will connect my MetaMask, and as you can see, we can find different DAOs, organizations. We can see the proposals, and here we will be able to register a new proposal, and when I do this, I will be prompted to sign a message which will then be useful when it comes to actually encrypting the votes. I will create a proposal, and I will be prompted to sign the message. After signing the message, I can go back and choose any other proposal I want, learn more about them, check their end times, and finally cast my vote. And I will again be asked to, when casting my vote, I will be asked to sign a new message, which, as we can see, does not contain my actual vote, but rather just the fact that I voted.
So talking a bit about how this works, a quick overview, we mainly use the exponential ETHGlobal encryption scheme, which has some properties very useful for us, which is it's additively homomorphic, which means that you can add the encrypted numbers and then decrypt the results with the same key that they were encrypted, and you will get the actual sum without decrypting the individual numbers. Then, so when he created the poll, when Andy created the poll, he signed the transaction. That transaction, that signature is used as a private key, and it generates a public key with which the users will encrypt their votes using this exponential ETHGlobal encryption scheme. A cool thing here is that it includes some randomness, so two votes doing the same thing are not encrypted necessarily in the same way. That's for security reasons. So then, when you want to get the results, everyone votes. They sign this message saying that they voted. This is uploaded to IPFS to have a verifiable registry of the voters, so that anyone can vote twice or those things. And only the DAO authority has access to the secret key to calculate the decrypted result. But the cool thing here is that they don't have to decrypt the individual results, because since this is additively homomorphic, they can just decrypt the final result. Also, this secret key can also be Shamir secret key sharing, sharing within a multisig or something like that to make things more secure. And another cool thing here is that we use zero knowledge proofs. So to prove that the votes that the voters submitted were correct, they were 0 or 1 and not other numbers, and to prove that the decrypted result is correctly decrypted, which is important so that this is trustable and efficient.
So let's talk about what's next. First, we want to submit all of our ZK proofs on chain so that other contracts can read and verify them. Next, we also want to provide our users a signed message so that they can reveal how they voted if they choose to do so. And finally, we want to develop on-chain voting capabilities. As more mainstream and sensitive issues are brought onto these platforms, people will seek an alternative offering anonymity. And that is where democracy comes in. Thank you.
Amazing. All right, next up we have Flown, and on the other side on deck, Tempera. Please give a big round of applause for Flown.
Mic working. This mic.
Can you hear me?
Use this one.
Hello? Yeah. Hey, hello everybody. How are you doing? We're Flown. Flying loans, that means a borrowed sum of money that can fly across blockchains. Thank you, thank you. Just a little bit of context beforehand. This is the space that we defined for this hackathon, cross-chain dev management. We are in the loan teleporter space, really big. The problem that we're trying to solve is that mainnet users right now want to migrate their debt position, collateral plus debt, to enjoy lower borrowing rates in other chains that they desire. And right now they have to do each transaction individually, unwind the position, bridge, and then open it in the other side. And no one has time for that. So just... So our solution is that good? Huh? One transaction to do it, to simplify the experience for our users. So you click teleport, everything is done in the background by us, and then your debt position appears in the other side. We were very much inspired by Aave portals, and we wanted to go a step further to not only migrate A tokens, but also the debt position as a whole. So we face some constraints to connect the smart contracts with the systems at the end, but this is our prototype. You connect your wallet to it where we can pick up the positions that you have on that wallet. Here we can see that we have a position in Aave in Rinkeby of 1 wrapped Bitcoin with 10,000 USDC against it. If we would click on it, we land on in the teleport parameter screen where we break down what you have, the transactions that you're about to pay. We are using connects to bridge from one chain to the other. They charge a 0.5% flat fee. In theory, we would also charge that same flat fee to bridge. And here we can see that it's grayed out on this side because the position already exists there. And here, in theory, we would see all the chains that you want to bridge to: Optimism, Scales, Arbitrum, all of them. And also choose the protocol that you want to teleport as well there. We click in teletransportation. Like I said, we couldn't really at the end connect the smart contracts to all the systems due to limitations, but everyone can imagine here that after all the transactions are done, you can verify on chain 1 and chain 2 that the transactions were done, and once you click in back to the positions, the debt position is not in Rinkeby in this case, it's already in Coben. Lastly, this is the team that hacked these last 48 hours, and yeah, here they are.
Congratulations to the entire Flown team. All right, next up we have Tempera, and on deck, PFP native. Please welcome Tempera.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So my name's Victoria, and this is, we'll wait. But my name is Victoria, and this is Ian, and we'll be doing the presentation today. We're a group of 5 teammates from Vancouver, Canada, and we're so excited to be presenting Tempera to you. So Tempera is a all-in-one encompassing... Ooh. We're almost there. There we go. All right. Okay, so Tempera is an all-in-one encompassing messaging platform, and we were heavily inspired by Snapchat as well as Messenger to implement features like ephemeral content, so stories that only last for a certain limited period of time, as well as private messages and DMs. We want to bring the uniqueness of composable profiles that Lens protocol offers and bridge that with privacy features like using lit protocol and limiting the amount of time someone can access content, as well as being able to send direct private messages to our users. And so I'll let Ian take us through the demo.
Cool. I'll just talk about our stack real quick. So obviously we built on top of Lens protocol, and we're using lit protocol to enable privatization and encoding and decoding of messages. And we also have Coinbase Wallet and Wallet Connect, and it's all built on top of React. So let's go to the live. Can't see anything. Okay, this is Tempera. So we're logged in as Mackie. Mackie is a user on Lens, so that's an NFT. On the right side, on the sidebar, we have all the people we follow on Lens. These are all NFTs as well. So if we go ahead and view Vandy's profile, it'll bring up a conversation. And if you can see, real quick, it showed that everything was encrypted. But after a few seconds, lit protocol will decode all of those messages, and we can view the content. We also have ephemeral content. So down here, before you make a post, you can choose how long you want it to be up. Maybe a minute, maybe 24 hours. And after that time has passed, the message will become expired. So we're taking advantage of lit protocol's updatable, what does it say? We can update the rules for decoding. So basically after maybe 5 minutes, we don't allow anyone to decode that message anymore. And for these messages, we basically check who the owners of the user profiles are, these NFTs. So only the owners of Van Dazzle and Mackie can decode these messages. What else is there? We also have stories. This wasn't, we kind of messed up a little bit here, but basically you can upload videos to our platform. We use the LivePeer API, their short form API. We meant to NFT, get that all uploaded to IPFS, and then we make that into a Lens post. And we also use the ephemeral content functionality there. So it's basically Instagram stories. Your content will go away after maybe 24 hours. And on the technical side, all the lit protocol stuff is uploaded to IPFS. So actually we can show some of the... So this is what it looks like if you were to just go on a standard Lens implementation. So this is a post. A post signifies the beginning of a conversation. All the replies are included in the post as metadata of this NFT. And we have a key. This is the encryption key that we need for lit protocol. And we also have the IPFS URL of the encrypted blob. So we combine the blob and the key and the wallet address of the owner of this NFT, and that allows us to decrypt it on our front end here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Congratulations. All right, next up we have PFP Native, and on deck, Daura.
Yo. Okay. Hey, we're PFP Native. I'm here today with Laurent. And, on the other one. This works. Sounds better. Hey, we're PFP Native. I'm here with Laurent, and we're going to present you what we hacked together this weekend. So we're really into pixelated art, and we love projects like Nouns. We would have wished we had a way to share something like Nouns with our community, but it's a bit out of our financial reach, let's say. So we were like, okay, it would be cool if you could create your own pixelated art super easily in a no-code way and cheaply, most of all. So we built this tool which allows you to create custom, unique PFPs in a couple of minutes. It's a no-code tool, so we're going to walk you through it. So here we're actually creating some kind of PFP collection, setting a min price, and you can actually select some parts that are mixed and matched, and that result in unique characters, which are generated. So this is just a preview. This is actually generated on the fly on Mint. So those are just some example of what your community members could end with. All the sprites were generated during the weekend, and we want to thank Rose, who is not here, but who helped us draw those fun little figures. So that's it. I'm going to leave it to Laurent.
All right, so let's deploy our PFP collection. So now I will deploy, this actually deploy an NFT collection with the traits that I selected. I will just increase the cast limit a little bit to make sure that it doesn't fail on demo. Okay, so now it's deploying an NFT collection with all of those traits. And all of the artwork is generated on-chain and also stored on-chain. And once it's created, the PFP collection, we can actually generate an invite link and send that to our community members so that they could start minting their PFP. Now let's just hope that it goes faster a bit. That's the issue with blockchain demos, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's just go to the backup already. So this is basically what you would end up with. You would get a minting link, and you could send that to your community, and you could ask it to mint your PFP. All right, so now I'm a community member. I'm minting my PFP. Here we go. So
I'm going to look ahead just read from the
transactions.
Yeah,
that's weird. And that's what you would end up with. It's basically an NFT, but everything is stored on-chain and is generated on-chain. And you could be able to browse it, of course, in the NFT marketplaces.
That's it. So that was us. So Laurent and I also working on another project to help grow Web3 communities. So if you're either interested in using PFP native or growing your Web3 communities, don't hesitate to come talk to us later. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Daura, and on deck, YieldGate. And just as a comment, we are getting a lot of noise from the back, so if we can please quiet down a little bit, we'll just go through the 5 more demos, and then you can all figure out what prizes you won. All right. Welcome, Daura.
Hi, everyone. GM. I'm Steph Verpilia, and I'm a Web3 developer.
Hi, I'm Christina Polyuk, and I'm also a developer.
Hi, I'm Mabel Ochabiri, and I'm a data analyst.
Hi, I'm Chantel, and I'm a product manager.
And hello, my name is Sunny Satva, and I am a DAO enthusiast and maximalist. I'm the founder of the Vegan Africa DAO, one of the co-founders of the Black Leaders DAO, as well as the Cryptolingo DAO. And we are all here today thanks to the amazing Blue DAO, BLU3 DAO, empowering women, non-binary individuals like myself, and allies in the Web3 space. And throughout all of this amazing work we're doing with DAOs, we're recognizing some serious roadblocks. We need to be more efficient. We need to be encouraging community engagement in our DAOs. And we want to know, how can we measure the degree of decentralization in a DAO? And that's exactly what Daura is working to do.
Yeah, so just like Sunny said, okay, we recognized a real Web3 pain point in DAOs. You know, its infrastructure and its organization. So our vision really is to boost DAO performance through data-driven decisions. You know, we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, so we looked to Web 2, we looked at the successes from Web 2, and we looked at agile methodologies. So think of Daura as Jira, but decentralized, with blockchain DAO analytics. And we are called Daura, but really we're for every community-driven project.
Yeah, So we're having a little bit of technical difficulty showing our DApp at the moment. But imagine a DApp with a... we know what a DApp looks like, right? Yeah. So on the upper right-hand side, we've got a Connect Wallet button, and we used Wallet Connect, which allows us to use any type of wallet on any chain. So we have a cross-chain product. We're on Ethereum and Polygon right now, but we have plans to move to Solana as well. But what our DApp looks like is it shows all of the DAOs that you hold social tokens for. So we've onboarded 4 DAOs so far, including Blue DAO, DevDAO, Vegan Africa Fund, and also Friends with Benefits. So when you're connected with your wallet, you can see the different DAOs that you're a part of based on social tokens. And you can also see tasks associated with those DAOs. So, any updates on that? I could keep going. But basically, the tasks are associated to DAOs, and we have 3 decentralized databases that Christina will tell you a little more about.
Yeah, so to populate the data used by Daura, we built 3 decentralized data stores using IPFS and OrbitDB, and those represent the tasks, users, and DAOs. A single DAO can have many tasks associated with it, but one task is always associated with a single DAO. And a user can also belong to many DAOs, and obviously a DAO can have many users associated with it. So a task will contain information, obviously like the name and description, and also the creator, assignee, and bounty associated with completing the task. A user will have also basic profile information, as well as the DAOs they are participating in. And a DAO will also have basic profile information, as well as a list of administrators that can perform special operations like spam task deletion.
So the whole point of a DAO is the decentralization, but how do we actually determine whether a DAO is actually decentralized? Well, data is very powerful. However, we saw that there was a lack of data analytics tools for DAOs, and that's why we created our own reporting tool using Dune Analytics. And what we did is we used the fact that we have our users' wallet addresses, but not only that, anytime a user completes a task, they will also receive a token. So we used that transaction data, and we identified each transaction, what wallet they were associated with. And we were then able to identify the contributors of the DAOs. So in a DAO in which out of 400 members, only 5, like 60 or 70% of the tasks are completed by 5 members, we would obviously know that they're not as decentralized as they should be. And that's how we came up with our own decentralization scoring, which is very, very helpful for people trying to join DAOs, but also for DAOs metrics in terms of, again, making data-driven decisions or even setting milestones in the future.
Okay, so just to finish off, if you would like to see our DApp, you can follow us on Twitter at Daura Labs. That's DAORA Labs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just give them a big round of applause. Of course, we run into technical difficulties from time to time, but if we can make this work, we'll maybe bring them on back again. All right, next up, we have YieldGate, and on deck, Detris.
Hi there. Hello, everyone. This is YieldGate. We're a group of hackers who just met at this hackathon. We're from all over Europe. And YieldGate is a new mechanism to connect content creators and supporters and donors of those content creators by a new mechanism. So on YieldGate, if you want to support a project, you can stake some ETH or Matic or any other token, and then this will generate yield. But the yield that is generated is actually not forwarded to the one who staked, but for the one to the designated project or designated creator. And that's the core idea of it. And here you can see, I think you can already go to the creators page.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick presentation. What you can see here is like a discovery of all the creators on the platform. You can click on one and see the creator profile. Actually, you see the content is locked because the user has not staked any Matic yet. We are deployed on Polygon Mumbai. What you can see on the left is like the creator profile, name and avatar, how many supporters or ETH is staked and how many posts he already has, and the sponsors at the bottom. And what I can show you now is how the user actually can stake some Matic to unlock the content. I will do it right now. I can select the amount.
Yeah, and what is actually very interesting to mention here, so in the background, the smart contract, everything is already fully implemented. So what's happening here is that a new pool contract is generated. It's actually like a shallow clone using ERC 1167. And this clone is then the entity that will interact, in this case, with Aave. And then Aave, we stake on Aave, and then all the yield that is generated is then forwarded to the creator, and then the actual stake can at any point in time be unstaked by the supporter.
Yeah, so now what you see, the stake just finished, and I can lock, I've unlocked the content and can see everything. I can unstake my Matic at every moment. And now I will show you the same page, but on the view of the creator. I will change my wallet. And what you see as a creator, you have different options. You can post content, which is stored on a database. I will just make a new post. Is Yieldgate the Patreon of Web3? Maybe. You can also markdown format your content. So if I post, you see no post added to the list. And on the left, you see actual generated yield that is available to claim for the creator. So I will just do that. I'll do a quick refresh. Claim it. Yeah. Whoop. It's taking a moment. Yeah, I've claimed my first yield.
Nice.
And the user supported the creator like basically for free because he can unstake his amount at every time.
Yeah, I mean, one very important aspect is that it's more of a psychological project, really, right? I mean, of course, you can always stake something, you can earn some yield, and then you could, in theory, just forward the yield to whoever you want to support. But who's ever doing that, right? You don't really do that. But with this mechanism, you can just think maybe you have some Ether on your ledger, you're not really using it, so you can actually stake it, and someone else will just get the yield, and that happens automatically.
Basically, like
when you need it, you can just unstake it.
Of course. So what could be next? We launch on mainnet, on other L2s, possibly expand to other DeFi protocols or integrate with the Lens protocol. What's also be possible to make our pool contract ERC 721 compatible, so that you basically can show off NFT badges of the creators you're supporting. And yeah, some more settings. And actually this can be expanded to be its own yield streaming payment protocol and SDK even.
Yeah, so I mean, what we showed you here with this like block thing is, of course, it's just one application, but you can make it more abstract, and then you can use it for any kind of yield support, and also combined, of course, with the gating, so that only your supporters, your patrons will get access to some gated content. So you can also think of it a bit of like, yield me a coffee.
Yeah, so go to yieldgate.xyz on your desktop, check it out, follow us on Twitter, check out our code, and yeah.
Yeah, and create a profile or stake for
and
someone
earn some
else.
yield.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, on the other side, we have Detris, and on deck, Creator Site. After this, we got 2 more demos to go, so let's keep it quiet in the back again, and we'll get to all the prizes. Whenever you're ready, Detris.
So, first of all, thanks for your time. We are Finium, and we basically built Tetris, which is an application, or in this case, 2 problems that we wanted to solve. First was NFTs. We were all a bit tired of just images and videos or 3D models. So we thought about what we could do to improve like interactability and playability of an NFT. So basically what we built was a Rust engine that compiles to WebAssembly, and that basically generates a static site that we can play. And basically we built Tetris on that. So we deployed to IPFS. So basically right now you can go to the IPFS link and you can just play Tetris. So that was the main thing that we wanted to do. And after that we were thinking, like, what more can we do to have some fun with this and learn a bit of stuff? So we don't have that many experience with layer 2s, so we decided to try something out. And basically we tried to make this an NFT that we mint on the layer 1. Then we use Optimism, and we made a bridge that moves the asset across to the Optimism network. And then we started to think, what if the NFT that you are playing is like the interface where you are basically gathering a couple of interactions and set actions, and then you can have a different game, an on-chain game that could be, instead of Tetris, like a puzzle game. So basically your end result is a subset of pieces that need to appear on screen, so the L shape or the column shape or whatever, and you have to have a high score. So basically what you need to do is play the game, and afterwards you can just basically try to hack it. So you don't really need to play the game. Actually, playing the game is the least efficient way of playing the blockchain or the puzzle game. You just need to hack the instructions and try to come up with the result for this given set of tiles and this high score. What can we do and how can we make that happen on screen? So just a quick demo. We are, sorry, I think it's not showing. So let me just go back here. Let me just, technical difficulties, maybe there, no? Yeah, so here we are. What I was saying is that we have this. So this is the EPFS that we are running. Again, you can just like play stuff on IPFS. We are basically meeting the NFTs. This is just like WebAssembly working on the browser. So really, this is a proof of concept about what we can do and how we can make like the next evolution of NFTs. Instead of just being an image or an SVG, we can basically have Doom running on the browser or have like Windows. But basically, I think that the most interesting thing for us is just hacking things like going to OpenSea and, I think, okay. No, not really. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if, I don't know, need to reload, just a second. Live demos, always fun, right? Yeah. So. No. Right. So basically, we can play on OpenSea or whatever the marketplace, because this is just the engine working on the IPFS. And basically, what we really want to do is to create an experience and think, what can we do with this? What can NFTs be? And I think that this is a good proof of concept, but at the end of the day, what makes me like excited for this is what people can like think out of the box and try to do things. So basically, I just want to take this opportunity to thank like the organization and everybody that participated in the hackathon, because this kind of thing is really what moves the ecosystem forward and make us think about what we can do and what we cannot do. So thanks for your time. We are Finium. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate this. All right, next up we have Creator Site. Is Creator Site here on stage? We'll just have you all get set up.
Very close. Hello, hello. How we doing?
And on deck, Collective Action. Please come on to stage left.
Stage left. Can you be in the center? I don't know. Okay. Let's go. Can we go? Oh, we're waiting for Ellie.
Just to get you guys.
Nice. All right.
Just to set the mood a little.
All right. By show of hands, how many of you guys are into the creator economy? Okay, cool. How many of you guys like podcasts? Okay, cool. So my name is Adam Levy. I host a podcast called Mint. It's a Web3 native creator economy podcast. And every single season, I issue a series of NFTs, about hundreds to thousands of NFTs with the sole intention of kind of learning more about my audience on chain, right? So I've issued POAPs on the XDAI chain. I've issued NFTs on my site to Mint. But there's a problem, okay? I know nothing about my audience. I have a bunch of addresses that have collected my NFTs, and I wish there was a way for me to kind of learn how many of them hold Bored Apes, how many of them are in FWB, what is their net worth, and kind of tap into a series of data that would kind of help me improve my strategy, my sponsorships, and overall growth of the podcast. So this is Creator Site, and I'll let Ellie kind of take it away.
As soon as we get the screen to display.
Did you connect?
Press mirror. It's extending your screen, just mirror it.
All right.
Bear with us.
Bear with us.
It's good, it's good. I think. Awesome.
There we go.
You go. This was what was supposed to be on the screen when Adam was talking. Yeah, we are called Creator Site. So what Adam was alluding to is that he, as an artist, as a creator, has no idea really what his community looks like. And so an example of this is for, like, let's look at a marketplace that exists for musicians. So right now there is a centralized marketplace for musicians called SoundXYZ, where artists can go on and mint their music. But again, they don't know exactly what their holders look like. So if you look on here, you can see a bunch of different songs. We're going to show you an example of the one and only Snoop Dogg, so that's why we played the track at the beginning to start. So you can actually take here, what we've built is a tool to be able to take the contract address of a collection and be able to take it to our platform called Creator Site, where you can enter in the smart contract. And what we're going to be doing is providing insights for you as a creator. So we want to give you the things that are really going to be most valuable to you to understand what your community of your holders actually look like. So when this populates here, you can see that we have different stats for the token itself. We have the total holders, the amount of NFTs that you actually held. But then you get into some really specific data about who are these people that are actually holding your NFTs. And so you can look at the things that are most valuable, like how many of your NFTs do they hold? If they're holding 98 versus 2, that's something that you might want to know. If they're holding, has a portfolio value of 1.4 million, that might be pretty interesting to know as a creator. But right now, that data is just not accessible to most individuals. Another really great metric that is important is what is the age of your wallet. And so if you have a creator whose NFT holders their wallet is maybe 2 months old versus 5 years old, that might help you target and understand what should you do next in the space. Are you going to do something that's easily accessible to onboarding, or are you going to do something that's a little bit more crypto native? So the next thing that we actually were able to do, so to collect all this data, we're scraping different nodes for Ethereum mainnet, and we were able to access some of the Etherscan APIs for now to gather all this information. But we not only looked at the wallet address contents for my NFT collection or Adam's NFT collection, but we want to see what else that these creators or these collectors are holding. And so that's where we actually integrate and add the insight section, where you can see that what else are these individuals holding. And so we've been able to collect and scan. And so our first metric here, we show that 40% of our holders that hold the Snoop Dogg collection also hold the association NFT. And another one that you can see here is that this Wicked Hounds is an NFT collection, not specific to musicians, but another collection. And
50% of them also hold Wicked Apes, which would make sense since they're like a partner collection. So we have these insights. We have the ability to track to see what else of these holders actually creating. And that might help you understand what partnerships to look at. That might also help you in the future when you can build out tooling for insights and we can have data maps to say, like, I have my cluster of collectors here. They also collect these NFTs over here and these NFTs over here. And now I want to scan all of those and collect all those addresses there, and maybe I want to airdrop them something. Or I can use those to actually like download into Excel sheet or whatever you may want to have that data collected. So this data is really useful for creators themselves, but like I said when I first started with SoundXYZ, which is a centralized marketplace, not anyone can just mint there. How are they determining who gets minted on their platform? So this is a really great tooling. Same way that exchanges use, like centralized exchanges use data to be able to decide what coins to list. This is a way to provide data for NFT marketplaces to decide what NFT projects or creators that they should partner with to list.
Now, the beauty behind this is I don't know SQL, right? I'm a creator. I create content. I create content for Web3 creators. I can just go ahead, paste my contract address, and within that, I get spit out a bunch of data that tells me more about my audience on chain. And note, again, I have a bunch of data coming in from Web2 based off what platforms they're coming from, if they're male or female. But again, I know nothing about them on chain. So Creator Sites is basically the tool aimed for creators to learn more about their collectors.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Amazing. Next up, we have Collective DAO. Oh, Collective Action. I messed up the last two names. So our second last demo for the day, please give a big round of applause for Collective Action.
Can we get them? Hey everybody, we're Collective Action, also known as COACT. Just to introduce the team, we're having some issues here, but meanwhile we have Justin here who is on the full stack side, I am Andrew on the front end side, and we have Vlad on the back end side. So for this hackathon, we wanted to explore the donation / NGO space because we thought that there was a lack of transparency around that space, and with decentralization, I think we can make it more interesting. For the individuals, I think that we can incentivize them to participate more in the process. For the solution, we thought that it would be best to create a platform where users can pool their resources and then use those resources to create some sort of an action that can be manifested in the real world. And with that said, a side thing that I want to talk about briefly is that because in the NGO space, not everyone's in the crypto space, we thought that the best way to do it is to use Web3 auth as authentication, and then also use Tatum and Polygon. With that said, I'll hand over the mic to Vlad.
Okay, I won't go too much into technical implementation of how it's works. So just briefly would like to emphasize a few core principles that we were using while building this product. First of all, this is trustable, not trustless product. So all the data is available on chain and publicly verifiable. For sure, as we're targeting kind of social action, it wouldn't be fair for us to take some percentage for our revenue out of user contribution. So the idea to generate revenue is to use locked value of our protocol in some other, for example, Aave pool. And basically everything that we are getting on top, it's our revenue. And we use some automation to automate payouts for our contributors. And right now, Justin will do some short demo.
Exactly. So to visualize this, have a look what we published. So you can find our website also live with Vercel. We deployed it. And yeah, we can go ahead and just log in. And as Vlad already said, we can just log in with our Google account. So no MetaMask, no wallet address, nothing. Automatically, the wallet address will be queried in the background. But for us as the user, it feels like a fully Web2 product. And once we're logged in, then the tabs are loaded of all the tabs we can access as a logged-in user. The first one is Explore, where we can see a list of all open bounties. So here we see everything from, for example, someone wants us to host an educational event about Web3, up to some options to deal with the Ukrainian crisis. But also one good example is someone wants us to clean a beach in Mumbai. And here we have the title, we have a more advanced description, and we have requirements about what's actually required in our proof in order to be eligible for the prize. And then everyone can also participate in this bounty and can put some more money into the prize pool. And then at the bottom, we can see that here we already have a list of potential submissions, where we can see the user who submitted it, the link to the proof. And when we click on that, they submitted this beautiful picture of a beach, which could make us a bit suspicious, maybe. And then we can, if we don't believe that actually this user cleaned the beach, we can open a dispute in order to just say that we are not quite sure if this is correct. And if we open this dispute here, we can see in the dispute section the list of all the open disputes at the moment, where we see the creator of the dispute, then again, the submitter proof, in this case, the beach photo, and then was what the disputer listed as a potential proof that the submission is not valid. And here we can see that they listed actually a screenshot from Google, where they can see that this photo was just copied from Google and therefore potentially or probably not just collected from the user who cleaned the beach. And therefore, in this case, we could use our token balance, which we received from contributing on the platform, in order to vote for the distributor, which we did here already in one of the previous pitches. And after then, the dispute duration runs out. If the dispute proposal has enough votes, then the submitter doesn't get any payout, and if not, they get the payout. And of course, we also want to build on that in the future. So we want to support other tokens, not only Matic. We also want to support mobile applications just to make the verification process with photos easier. And we also then want to launch on mainnet. You can find the project here. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Collective Action. All right, let's give a big round of applause for our last live demo on stage. Please welcome ActivityDAO.
Good morning. Hey, everyone. So to get started, have you ever gone to a new city and wanted to join or create a community event, such as a pickup soccer game, but you didn't know how to coordinate a time, a place, or even hold people accountable for going in an efficient manner? That's where ActivityDAO comes into place.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. I can hear myself. Okay, so we are here on the main page. So we arrived right here on ActivityDAO. We connect to the activity. So when clicking connecting, so I have to wait a little bit. Okay. Okay. So normally there's like some fancy profile picture associated to my account, thanks to IPFS in the background, but it seems that it doesn't work right now. So maybe just go for the slideshow, maybe.
Go to the slide. It's okay.
Okay, so we'll pass on the slideshow to show you the whole thing going on. So we can just arrive here. We connect. We have got this fancy SVG associated to my account, and here we can either create an activity or join an activity. An activity is just a DAO in which people can join to organize for an event in which so they can propose date and location, and you will see that in a moment. So we can either complete an activity form to create a new DAO, so you select the name, select the number of participants. You can also select some parameters like the minimum number of participants to get the consensus, or some staking fee that you need to stake in order to commit for a decision. So if I want to join the DAO, so I click the Join DAO button, we reach the main page with all the activities registered. So I can just click on the activity and see the dashboard of the activity. So I click on the activity, I arrive to this dashboard, and it's on this dashboard we can see like the list of all the locations proposed already for this activity. And for each location there is like a list of dates associated to the location. So people can just either vote for one date in one location or several dates in one location, and or propose a new time and place for the activity to get going. So when I vote, I just select I just click in a little checkbox and I select the date for a location. I submit the vote, and when submitting the vote, I'm forced to commit to my vote by staking a predefined amount of the token of the DAO. When doing this, we can do this during the time allowed for voting, during the defined when creating the DAO. When the time comes to the end, when the deadline is passed, we can click on this button like to get the results of the consensus. So this is the proposing form, which you can propose a place and some date and time, and submit. So when we reach the consensus here, we got this little pop-up which tells us if the consensus is reached or not, and if it's reached, it tells us which location and place the DAO agreed on for the activity. The tricky part of this was, because there is a commitment in the DAO, we need to be able to figure out how to know if the people that stake were really into the live event. So there is a gap between the blockchain and the real life. So to do that, we implemented this check-in feature. So for when all the participants before the activity has to check in. So there is the list of the participants to the activity, and they have to check whether they see the participant in the real life event. When they check, so it's like a presence registering that has to be completed by all users. When the presence registering is done, there is like some kind of mapping in which counts all the votes for every user. So basically, for a user to be able to claim his stake back, he needs to have at least a certain amount of voting from other people that prove that he was here at the event live. When he has reached this certain amount of voting, he can claim his stake back and get his fund back. 60 seconds. Okay. So it was very important for us to do this commitment feature, because if you organize an activity like, for example, a pickup game for a soccer game, if you organize a game with, you plan on 20 people, there's only 5 people going in, it's really annoying. So we wanted to implement this commitment feature. And all this little MVP, minimum viable product that we made here, could be really extended to some real more ambitious projects with some, we could think about creating some league, DAO, in which there is some random matchmaking, some random team making, in which each match in the league would be some little sub-DAO, as we can see here. It could be really useful for example, esports or whatever competition we could think of. Thank you very much.
Let's give all 13 finalists a big round of applause.
How was it? Okay.
All right, I know all of you have been here for quite some time, so we'll try to wrap all of this in the next 15 minutes. And the way we're going to do it is by making all of you clap a lot. Not right now, don't worry. Okay, so those were our amazing 13 finalists. We are going to go into all the prizes. I'm going to go through them quickly, mainly because we want to get a record of it for the live stream, but you will all get an email. And if you can't read something because there's too many names of the teams or projects, or you missed your own slide, don't worry, it'll show up on your showcase page as well as your inbox. So $400,000 in prizes are being given away, and without further ado, let's go right into it. So, Gearbox winners. The first place goes to Archimedes for $7,000. And second place to Verified Strategy for $4,000. Congratulations. For the most complex and hard composable strategy, which is of course a category, Team Pema gets $2,000. CED also receives $2,000 for the Leverage Sensei favorite, and Protocol Analytics will be receiving $1,000 for the best analytical Dune dashboard. Next up, we have Optimism. So, Retro Zero X, Retrox gets the Best Optimism Ecosystem Contribution Prize for $2,500, and 17 teams are going to be winning the Just Deploy prize. And I'm not gonna say all the names because there's a lot of them, and you're gonna get your prize amounts on your inbox. Next up, we have 1inch. So, the 1inch winners are Ruck Police and Hold'em. They're all going to be receiving $8,000 in 1inch tokens. Congratulations. Then we have Lens. So the first place prize goes to Tempera for $6,000. Second place goes to Golden Circle for $2,000. Next up, Aave Grandstau. So the Aave winners are $7,500 for Yieldgate. That's an excited team over there. $4,500 goes to Aave Gachi TT. ZK Maya gets the third prize for $3,000, and Flown receives $1,000 for fourth place for Aave Grandstau. Then we have LivePeer. Lots of LivePeer winners. The Killer Video-Centric Social Media Creator or Gaming Application Best Category Award goes to Tempera for $6,000. And F3 Bridge wins $4,000 for the best use of NFT video minting SDK. And then we have Global Frames also receiving $4,000 for the best video on demand application using the VOD MVP. Next up, we have Wallet Connect. Lots of Wallet Connect winners. So the DeFi track winners are X NFTs for $4,000, Instant Market for $2,000, and Decarbon for $1,000 for first, second, and third place. For the social track, Very FT wins $4,000, Stake Overflow wins $2,000, and DAO-R wins $1,000 for the first, second, third place, respectively. And then Health Wealth, Rad Drip, Tempera, and Yieldgate are also going to be equally sharing $2,000 amongst them for the honorable mentions. Next up, we have Scale. Decentra API wins the $5,000 in Scale first prize winners. Then we have Activity DAO and Do NFT for $5,000 in Scale. And then Decentra API also receives $2,000 in SKL tokens. And then we have the full prize winners. So Decentra API, Activity DAO, Do NFT, Swapify, ZK Maya, Raise, and NFTW will be splitting $4,000 7 ways. Congratulations. Then we have Tatum, $5,000 for the best overall project goes to Health.Wealth. Collective Action wins $4,000 for the most impressive NFT project built on Tatum, and the DAOverse, Very FT, and DAOplace.xyz will be receiving $1,000 for the outstanding category. Then we have Mina. So Mina Voter wins $8,000 for the first prize. Mina Swap will be receiving $5,000 for the second prize, and Flexurgy and Mina FT, it's a tie, so two teams will now be receiving $3,000 for third place. Then we have IPFS and Filecoin. Daura wins $6,000 for the first place IPFS prize. Collective Action will be receiving the second place $3,000 prize, and Atlas Collection Sharing will be receiving the third place. There were a lot of submissions for the pool prize for the IPFS category, so we're going to be sharing the full winners for that shortly on Discord and also email. So we couldn't do that in time because there's a lot of things to look at and be excited about. Next up, we have Polygon. So Instant Market wins the first place $5,000 prize. Congratulations. The DAOverse wins the second place, and Yieldgate for $2,000. I feel like a lot of people are going to walk away with Teslas from this room. $2,500 goes to Intellectual DAO for the best app incorporating Polygon Finity design system. Congratulations to that one person from Intellectual DAO. DYDX. DYDX winners are DYDX Analytics Dashboard for $5,000 for the best analytics dashboard, and Ethereum Weekly for the $3,000 Ethereum Weekly. I love the creativity on this one. Skill Wallet. Impacto receives the first place $2,000 prize. And the Bridge and F3 Bridge will be receiving the $100 pool prize each. Congratulations. Toucan winners are as follows. Omni wins $4,000 for the best Toucan protocol improvement. Carbon Pool Demand Analytics will be receiving $1,500. And the Bridge Message Standard will be receiving $2,000 for the best integration. And Klim's Sala BIM will be receiving $500. Another interesting note, we actually ended up offsetting this entire event through Toucan as well, and ETHAmsterdam successfully offset 1,400 tons of carbon, which is amazing. Next up, we have Superfluid. Superfluid winners, lots of them. So best overall project is Superfluid Vortex and Celery. It's a tie, so both of them will be receiving 3,000. Then we have the most futuristic project built with Super NFT and Retro X. Then we have the integration with another sponsor, so the collaboration, and they'll be getting 2 times $1,000 each, Multi-Bridge and Golden Circle. And there's a pool prize, which anybody who submitted will be sharing the $1,000 individually. Next up, we have TribeDAO. So the best use of ERC 4626 goes to PowerPerp Peeps, $2,500. You're making me really try hard to not slip here. Our committees will also receive $2,500, and the runner-ups are $1,250 each with Stroop Wallet and Degen Heaven. Web3 Auth. Lots of winners for Web3 Auth as well. So $4,000 goes to Collective Action for the first place. EtherForms receives $2,000, and Nifty Rewards for the third place, $1,000 prize. Then we have Web3 Auth UX prize that goes to Dowverse, and $500 goes to Parto and Degen Heaven. Then we have Volts. Super Electro wins the most useful application built on Volts. Congratulations to the Super Electro team. And Join T Research wins $2,500 for their most creative application built on Volts. Next up, Uniswap Grants Program. Lots of winners for Uniswap as well. First place goes to PowerPerp Peeps for $3,000. And runner-up is Instant Market for $1,000 prize for the best usage of any scaling solution on top of the Uniswap protocol. Then the most innovative Uniswap project goes to Rug Police for the $3,000 first place prize, and Herd of Cows for the $1,000 runner-up position. Congratulations. Then we have Coinbase Wallet. Dowverse wins $5,000 again. Yieldgate will be receiving $2,000 for the best Coinbase Wallet integration, and Basket will be getting the third place $1,500 prize. Then we have the Graph. The best use of an existing subgraph goes to Web3 Hunt and Dap Hunter for $2,500. Placeit gets second place $1,000, Stake Overflow $500. And the best new subgraph goes to Fuji Flash Loans for $2,500 and Rad Drip $1,000 for the second place, and Candlekeep for $500 third place prize. Then we have Gnosis Safe. Kindred and Cyborg win $2,000 each for the best Gnosis Safe legacy module implementation, and Decentra API will be receiving the most novel implementation for $1,000. Then we have Radical. Rad Drip wins $3,000 for the best use of Radical in their project, so congratulations to Rad Drip for $3,000. Then we have AP Wine. Team PEMA will be receiving $5,000 in APW tokens, so congratulations to Team PEMA. Then we have Connext. Lots of interesting cross-chain interoperable applications there. So X NFTs will be receiving the best cross-chain app for $5,000 prize. For the vision category, ETHLondon will be receiving $1,000. ZK Maya will be getting $500, and Herd of Cows also $500 for the vision category. Then we have UMA. Squad Goals and Degen Heaven are going to be receiving $3,000 each for the best use of UMA integration, and Parto will be the second place runner-up with $2,000. Then we have Boba. Degen Box will be receiving $2,500 in Boba tokens for the best Boba network integration. Swapify will be receiving second place $1,000, and Kindred $500 as a third place prize. Congratulations. All right, a few more to go, and then the actual clapping should begin. EPNS, Super NFT, Super Electro, Degen, The Bar, Golden Circle are all going to be receiving $500 each for the best creation of Channel DApp or front-end SDK for EPNS, and Amsterdam and Beacon Pulse are going to be receiving $1,000 each for the most creative use of the back-end smart contract integration. Congratulations. Then we have Findora, and we have Swapify winning $2,500 for the best Findora integrations in FRA tokens. Then we have Gelato. So Primetime and Golden Circle are going to be taking the grand prize for $1,000 each, and Hold'em, Team PEMA, and FTeaser Collective Action will be receiving $500 each for the runner-up. Then we have QuickNode. $500 in cash plus $1,000 in QuickNode credits will go to FileMine V0.0.2. At least you're using Semver. That's great. Spruce. RetroX will be receiving the first place Spruce integration for 1,500. Then we have 0x Bots, OIDC, Seaway app will be receiving each of them will be receiving $500, and signing with Ethereum plugin for Fastlify will be receiving the $1,500 for signing with Ethereum library contribution. Congratulations. Then we have Union Protocol, and Union Quest takes away $2,500 for the best use of the Union Protocol. Then we have Yearn Finance, Verified Strategy, and our committees will be receiving $2,000 each. Congratulations for the best integration of Yearn. Then we have Zerion. Holden wins the $2,000 best integration for Zerion. Dune Analytics. So Daura, wow, and Ethereum Weekly are going to be receiving $500 each for the best dashboards and Dune Analytics use for their application. Then we have Flux, and Twitter ETH Price Oracle wins the best Flux integration for $1,200. Congratulations. Those were all the prizes. All of them will be available and visible soon on showcase.ethglobal.com. So if you missed this thing or you're sleeping now and you definitely cannot hear me, they will show up on your project page soon. All right, quick note on the prize delivery. Everything is tentative and not final. What does that mean? It means that we will be verifying everybody's code base before we deliver any prizes. If somebody worked on a project before this Friday, you will be disqualified and you will not be receiving your prize. And this process takes a couple of weeks, so please be patient, and all of you will be able to receive all your prizes latest by the 20th of May. That is 3.5 weeks from now. And with that, let's get to some closing remarks. So the best part of this is the people that these events bring in. And kind of the interesting observation that we kind of realized as part of these 13 demos was, it's kind of awesome that we're now talking about projects and applications, things we're excited about, that let more people come in and use applications in this space. Almost everything here was around creators and consumers and bringing people in and replicating existing social behaviors that are now more Web3 native. That is a great, healthy sign, in my opinion, on how the space has evolved, and that we finally have the structural infra that we don't have to worry too much about will things break under the hood, or are they safe, or are they still hard to use. That is an amazing way to kind of think about how this ecosystem is growing, and I can't wait to see more consumer and user-friendly apps for the next few hackathons. So with that, I want to thank all the people that made this event possible. We have obviously our judges. There's so many people behind the scenes, from the volunteers to speakers and the partners. So that's where the applause begins. First of all, thank you all 700 of you for spending hundreds of hours, collectively thousands of hours, and building these amazing projects. 165 is so big of a number. I can't imagine how we ended up with this. So many people behind the scenes for managing and making sure that you had 24/7 coverage of this entire venue. So thank you to all of our volunteers for really being here and making sure everything ran super smoothly. So many amazing speakers were here giving workshops, talks, spending the time answering questions and talking about all these things. This list keeps getting bigger and bigger, so I think by the next slide you will definitely not be able to read any of this. But here are so many awesome speakers that contributed to really making the content that's going to bring on thousands more, if not hundreds of thousands more people in this space. Of course, our amazing judges that spent hours today talking to every single project and learning more about why and how they were excited about everything that they were worked on. And the amazing hundreds of partners here that were at the venue all the time, around anywhere from handing out swag to answering questions to unblocking anybody to recommending things that would save everybody so much time and hours. Thank you so much to all of our amazing partners. Without you, this will absolutely not be possible. And of course, the Ethereum Foundation, the Devconnect team, the agency that helped put all the logistics together from the production side and this venue. It's an historic and amazing building. And I am kind of annoyed that we've spoiled all of you for the next one. So we're going to have to figure out how to set more fires for the next so we can reset expectations. So thank you so much. And before I'd say the last thing we have to say, I want to take a quick second to thank the rest of the ETHGlobal team. You probably saw all of them running. You probably saw all of them busy, helping you, going out of their way to make sure everything happens. So much of this requires coordination. That requires months of coordination. And without everybody on this team on this slide, we would not have this event. And the sign for a good event is where you don't have too many things to complain about. The fact that you didn't notice things going wrong is the perfect signal for the fact that everybody here put in so much time and effort that made all this possible. So please give a big round of applause for Kevin, Cree, Puichi, Minnie, Anna, Moaz, Luke, Emily, Andrew, Jacob, and Liam. We're a small team, and we can't wait to meet all of you again for 12 more events this year. And with that, let's go back to the finalists. So 13 people came on, and they presented what they built. And if you've been to any ETHGlobal event before, you may already know the punchline, but we tried to make these events a way for people to learn and see what's possible, and we don't want this to be a competition. We don't want it to feel like competitive. And this is really an opportunity for people to really get comfortable and see if this is worth spending the next anywhere from years to their life in an ecosystem. So the finalists who came on are effectively all first place winners. So we have 13 teams that came first as part of this hackathon, and as part of the prize, the ETHGlobal team will be giving $1,500 to each member that came on all these 13 teams. So congratulations to all of you, and we can't wait to see you ship all these projects to mainnet soon. This is very much the end of ETHAmsterdam. Before we jump off and go enjoy a few more things with like the after party, this wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event if we don't tell you what's next, so I'm super happy to announce our next 2 hackathons. First up is Hack Money, our DeFi-focused event that's going to start in 2 weeks. It's going to be a 1,000+ person event online where we're going to talk about everything that's happening in DeFi. And then our next in-person event is going to be ETH New York. So as of today, we are open, and ETH New York is going to be on 24th to 26th of June, right after NFT NYC. So we hope to see a lot of you again in New York, and in the best case, not a lot of you, because we want to bring on a lot more new people. So with that, a quick note. So there's going to be an after party here, which is proudly presented by LivePeer. They've been gracious enough to help us and be an amazing partner. We're going to do light drinks and snacks. All of you can rest, take a break, talk to each other if you didn't get to meet everybody you wanted to. And as we kind of go up and break off, we're going to do a quick photo so we have a good way to memorialize this whole amazing weekend. And for this, I'd like to ask all of you to stand up and face the other way around, all the way at the back. That's where the camera is. So we'll just kind of go up, raise our hands, or do anything else you want to do. And whenever I have the okay, we will get this photo going. So thank you so much, everybody. We're going to turn the lights on and take an amazing photo. All right, looks like we're going to wait for lights. This may require a few edits. Thank you so much, and this concludes ETHAmsterdam.